Welcome to Ariana's book summary series. I'm Ariana. Every day I'll share the key ideas I learned from a book here with you. Subscribe to my channel now if you don't want to miss it. The book for today is The Personality Brokers, The Strange History of Myers-Briggs and the Birth of Personality Testing by Merve Emre. After you respond to a questionnaire, the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, test assigns you a 4-letter personality type. It is the most popular personality test in history. If you're interested in learning more about each type and what it means, you can easily find them online. The MBTI is based on questionable, non-scientific methods. This is the assertion made in Merve Emre's book, The Personality Brokers, The Strange History of Myers-Briggs and the Birth of Personality Testing, which tells the entire story of how this well-known hoax came to be. The 3 most fascinating things I discovered about the MBTI's past are listed below. Lesson 1. The Briggs personality test was developed using questionable principles by Carl Jung. The MBTI was developed by Catherine Briggs and her daughter Isabel Myers. They were enamored with Carl Jung's theories and based theirs on them. The inspiration for the test came from Briggs' obsession with the notion of a fixed categorized personality. Her test started out as an unscientific assertion. Our brains can change, according to Carol Dweck's book Mindset. The test still tries to trick participants into having a fixed mindset. Looking more closely at Jung reveals a man whose theories were harshly criticized by actual psychologists, and on whose ideas the test's core is based. Jung's method, according to behavioral psychologist John Watson, more closely resembled religious mysticism than any actual science. His main justification was the lack of evidence for Jung's theories. But Carl Jung believed he didn't need proof and wouldn't subject his theories to contemporary empirical research. Instead of facts, his ideas were based on assumptions. Sadly, Briggs' original personality test, which later evolved into the MBTI that we are familiar with today, was built on these unscientific assumptions. The extent of Briggs' obsession with Jung is really strange. She even claimed that Jung had appeared to her in a dream. She once started creating erotic fiction about him. Her passion to follow him to the point of madness. Lesson 2. Briggs released her first personality test at the ideal time, the Roaring Twenties. The test has so many flaws, the big question is why it performed so well. The right marketing was used in the right circumstances. The era of self-help writing began when Briggs developed her first personality test at a time when Americans were ready to accept it. After reflecting on Jung's writings for 5 years, Briggs decided to spread his philosophy. Her first test, titled Meet Yourself: How to Use the Personality Paintbox, was published in the New Republic magazine in 1926. Her marketing strategy combined the interest and novelty of a personality test with the enjoyable task of arranging index cards to depict a person's personality. Briggs was unaware of how novel her techniques were. It had never occurred to anyone before that self-discovery could lead to life improvement. Her work paved the way for the self-help writing boom that continues today. The ideal era to begin this was the 1920s. There weren't enough psychologists to go around, despite the need. Bringing the power of mind research into people's homes effected the necessary change in their lives. People used to turn to religion for this kind of support, but it wasn't working as well as it once had. Briggs' first test was there to kick off the self-help craze at the ideal moment. Lesson 3. The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator has uses and benefits despite not being supported by science. Despite the MBTI's dubious history, we can still learn some important things from it. Even though I have doubts about the test's reliability and basic premises, I've learned a lot about myself by taking it several times. But I restrain myself from going too far there. Every time I take it, even a few months apart, I frequently get different results. Almost as if any of the 16 types could apply to anyone. According to research, after taking this or a test like it, people tend to agree with any personality assessment they receive. It only makes sense that this survey is still very popular today. But it's not entirely bad. These days, self-doubt affects a lot of people. Both at work and at home, imposter syndrome is rife. Some of these symptoms can be eased with the MBTI. The test lowers our excessively high self-expectations by emphasizing self-acceptance and self-justification. Instead of constantly trying too hard to change, it allows us to accept who we are. Let me summarize the book. The Personality Brokers uncovers the true, yet unscientific origins of the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator personality test. After reading The Personality Brokers, I realized that my prior mistrust of the MBTI was justified. I'm glad the book made clear that this particular personality test still has some advantages. That's it for today. Remember to like, comment, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.